Now what's the statement? A constant horizontal force F applied of magnitude 20 newtons. So it's given that F applied is equal to 20 newtons. Is applied to block A of mass 4 kg. So the mass of block A is equal to 4 kg. And this mass A is pushing block B, which has a mass of 6 kg. So block B has a mass of 6 kg. So the blocks slide over a frictionless surface along the x direction. Whenever they say frictionless, it means that you have to ignore the force of friction. Although we have studied the force of friction, but at the moment we are solving problems in which we are neglecting the friction and we are assuming that it's too small. Okay, but there can be cases when friction is playing a significant role in the motion, and then in those cases we will talk about it. At the moment it's not playing any role, it's neglected. Okay. So what's the question? What is the acceleration of the blocks? We have to find acceleration of the blocks. This is the question. So that's the problem statement. You have a scenario where you have two blocks, block A, block B, and you have a force being applied on block A along the horizontal direction, which is the x direction. As a result of the application of this force, block A will also push block B. Pushing block B means it's also exerting a force on block B, and therefore both blocks will move and there will be an acceleration, and we have to find that acceleration. So what's the main concept of physics that's working in this case? We identify the main concept of physics. Newton's second law, very good. So it's again the same, Newton's second law, which is F is equal to ma. So we have the force, we have the mass, we have to find the acceleration, and therefore we are using Newton's second law. Okay. But you should remember that when you have two blocks touching each other like this and there is a force acting, the force the blocks will also push each other. So Newton's third law is also applicable, which means, but this force is very small. So this means that block A will push block B with a force AB, and block B as a reaction will also push block A with a small and equal force and opposite force, which is FBA. But the main force that's acting in this case is F applied that you have been given. Okay, so that's the scenario. So in this case, if we draw the blocks separately, for example, if this is block A, then we have along x axis we have a force which is F applied, and the other block is also exerting a small force which we are calling FAB, and this is the x direction. Similarly, block B, if we make it separately, block B is experiencing a small reaction force that we call FBA, and this is also along the x direction. So now we can look at these forces and we can see that F applied is equal to ma multiplied by A, right, for block A. But there is a problem here because we also have a small force FAB. So if we include that force, then we can write F applied minus FAB is equal to ma multiplied by A. Remember, this A is a subscript, it's written a little lower and it's small. So it's just to represent that we are talking about block A. Okay. Now F applied, in this case we have to write it as F applied is acting on both blocks. So therefore we have to say that F applied is equal to MA plus MB multiplied by A. So this is the equation that we are going to use, okay. And in this case we will have the acceleration A is equal to F applied divided by MA plus MB. Okay. Now we can substitute the values. We have F applied, which is 20 newtons, divided by MA, which is 4 kg, plus 6 kg, and you will get your answer. Please put on your mask. And the boy at the back, hello, please put on your mask. Okay, can I have the attendance please? Okay, who's missing? So please come on time, I will not take your attendance. This is the last time now, okay? Right. Now if we want to find the force FBA on block B, then we can use the equation FBA is equal to MB multiplied by A. Stop talking. आप इधर आ जाओ, सामने आ जाओ. उस साइड पे उधर जाओ. Okay, so in this case you can write the values, which is this is equal to 6 kg multiplied by 2 meter per second square, and you can find this force, which comes out to be, what's the value? This is 2 meter per second squared, and this one is 12 Newton. So basically what we have seen is we are using the concepts of vectors that you've studied. They are all interrelated, right? So we are using the concept, when we started we talked about vectors, right? We talked about velocity, acceleration, displacement, which are vectors, and then we talked about Newton's laws. And now in these problems you can see that we are combining all these concepts. What you have to do is first understand the problem, read the problem 1 time, 2 times, 3 times until you are sure you understand it, and then you start breaking down the problem into parts. Which parts? The first part you will identify is, let's say, the given values. Okay, you will write the given, identify the given values and relate them to the quantities that you understand, like the mass or the force or whatever. Then you understand the situation, the problem. It's a car going, it's a person, it's a block, it's whatever, and you try to represent it by a simple diagram. This will help you understand, right? Then you, after the simple diagram, you draw the vector diagram like in the last case. That will help you understand the forces, you know, along x-axis, along y-axis, and then the last step would be you identify the formula or the law or the concept. Like in this case we were talking about, since we had the forces, we had the mass, we had to find the acceleration. But we cannot directly put in the value of the force and the acceleration in the initial step. We have to first break down all the forces along x-axis, y-axis, whatever is given to us, and then try to understand what is the F net. Net means the final force that's acting in a certain direction. Like we saw in the last case, there was tension, there was gravitational force, and there was forces along the vertical axis and the horizontal axis, the normal force, right? We had a number of forces, also we had a number of directions. So we had to balance the vertical forces, we had to balance the horizontal forces, and after that the net force that we get in one direction, then we can apply the exact equation that goes for that direction, and then we can put in the values. So the mistake that you would make would be if you try to skip this step. where you identify the forces and you try to balance them. Don't be too quick to do it, understand every step and do it, and then you practice it yourself. Okay, it's although it is in the book, we've done it in class, but now you can go home, write the statement, close your book, and then try to solve it yourself. And if you can solve it, it means you understood it, right? But if you make a mistake, don't panic, there's nothing to worry about. You go back and study the concepts that are related to the problem, and then you come back and again you close the book and do it again until you are sure that you understand it.